Hi, I'm CheekyChace, and today I'm going to talk you through how I made this painting using acrylic paint and acrylic gel medium. First I'm going to put some black, I'm going to add some blue. I'm just going to mix them all together. I put too much black so I keep wiping it off. I'm going to add some acrylic gel medium to the blue just to spread it out a bit more to save on paint really. Blend it all together. I added some extra blue because it wasn't blue enough. Dried with a hairdryer. Now I'm going to take my template, I'm going to draw around where the moon is. I'm going to add the glow to the moon using just pure white. Using a sponge, using a damp sponge, just dab it all around it, blend the edges into the background. I'm going to mix some red and blue together to try and make purple to give it a nice purple glow. This didn't quite work out, so I ended up reverting back to the white. Just working on the glow with a brush, just blending it in. If your paint dries out, use a bit of water and just smudge it around. You can use your finger as well to blend in the edges if you like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some stars. You can either make stars by banging them over a brush or use your finger. If you make a star that it doesn't look right because it has a line or it's just too big, just dab it out with your finger. It'll add to the texture of the background. Now I'm going to paint in the moon. I'm just going to use pure white. I'm going to use blues, blacks as well, but I'm going to mainly use a lot of white around the edges because I want the outside of the moon to glow. The edges of my moon are a bit rough, so I use a bit of water with a bit of white paint and I just blend them in. I'm going to go around the edges with just pure white. Highlight the edges, make them brighter. Now I'm going to use acrylic gel medium mixed with a bit of blue, and I'm going to do a glaze across the whole painting. This will bring the black down to a bit of a blue and make my glow around the moon a nice blue. I picked up red by mistake. It wasn't too bad, I actually enjoyed it. I didn't like the red too close to the moon, so I ended up going over it once it was dry and adding more blue to it. Now I'm going to add some more stars as the other stars all faded into the background with the glaze. This will add more definition to the painting. Add little clusters of stars, make it look a bit more interesting. I'm going to work on the moon. I'm going to add a bit more white. I'm dabbing my brush here just to give it some texture. And leave it a little darker around some part of the moon just to make it look a bit more 3D. Adding a bit of grey and more white. Don't worry about your template, we're going to go over it again in a second. I'm taking a little boy and I'm adding the blue. If I'd known before how this would work, I would have done the background a little lighter. So I'm trying to lighten up the background around the boy because I don't think his silhouette's going to look so good on this picture. I'm painting in a silhouette, and I'm going to paint in the owl and the cat as well. I'm going to do the tree and the tree trunk and the branch that the boy is sitting on. Just be creative with your branches. Just fixing up pieces of the owl and the cat that I didn't really like. Adding highlights to the boy just to show that it is a boy. Showing you where his hair, his arms and the book are. If you get a little too much paint, just use your finger, dab it out, you'll add to the 3D effect of the boy. Still trying to make the background of the boy a little lighter, just so he stands out a little bit more. As you can see, I'm using my fingers to blend it in. Now I'm going to add the light that is coming off the book. I'm trying to go for a bit of a fairy look. So I'm going to add a bit of yellow into it, a bit of red and a little bit of blue. Add a little bit of yellow onto the boy's face because that's a dominant colour by his face, just to show a bit of reflection. Adding little fairy stars and just dabbing them out with my finger. Now I'm covering up the boy and I'm going to use a toothbrush and I'm just going to add a little cluster of stars around the lights just to make it a bit more magical. Okay, so there we have it. This was a fun painting to make using homemade stencils. Why don't you try making your own with royalty-free images off Google? Just have fun with it and I hope I inspired you. If you liked the video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe, and thanks for watching and see you next time.